Giuseppe, the Poblanos, whatever we are.
Hablamos, yeah.
We're back. We're rocking and we're bummed. But we're just working through this because you know why we're bummed? Because we're so right about what's been going on and it's happening. And I know I said so many times, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. And I wasn't. Joe wasn't either. And it's just going to get worse and worse as we're going along. But this week was, I think, an inflection point. I think an absolute inflection point, Joe. I think this is official. Wait a second. Sorry. Official Devo. It's official Devo, de-evolution. We're going back in time. We're becoming little snails without tails. And we're sitting here and we're watching this stuff go on. This man has hit every country with incredible amounts of tariffs, even Pacific Island that have like 200 people on them and maybe I don't know, and they can make denim. I mean, what are you doing? I'm missing something here, okay? And you listen to he's got his guys on TV. They're like Peter Navarro,
Oh my
who's
God,
going
Peter
nothing
Navarro.
wrong. It's gonna. I watched him on Smirkanish yesterday.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah.
wrong. It's going to 50,000. It's
Yeah.
going to be beautiful. It's going to be great. And nobody's talking about what's going to happen. Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming. What's going to happen when this economy just keeps getting worse and people don't have jobs and don't have money and don't have food and don't have medicine because medical's getting shut down. All the research, thank you, thumbs up to you too. All the research is coming down, and it's people are thinking it's just talk. The problem we've got is we've been talking about this for a while, at least since December, just at least for the economy. It doesn't happen overnight. So it's not like tomorrow. I mean, the stock market may be disintegrating at a time, but it's going to go back up. I stay away from the stock market. You know how I am about it. It's a simple matter of it's a bear market. It's going down, and one day it'll go up 5,000 points, literally, maybe, and then turn over and come back. I mean, it goes down. We've seen this throughout our lives, Giuseppe, and we've seen this for so long. Funny Monkey, good to see you, baby. We've seen this for so long. But what it's doing is it's having trouble making a decision. It's so crazy. Thanks for a thumbs up. It's so crazy because right now, people don't feel everything really bad that's going on, and the stock market is predicting. Guillermo, where are you, baby? Love Guillermo.
Great.
We got two of our friends on here already. I'm sure Spartacus will show up soon. But what's happening is this economy is slowly rolling over. It's not one day, it's 2 days, it's 3 days, it's 3 weeks, it's 4 weeks. It's just going to get worse and worse and worse, and we have not started seeing it yet, Joe. I've been saying it. We've already started seeing the inflation. What's so sad is that you listen. What's her name? Carolyn Levitt, the press person for Trump, and she's there. We had these good numbers last week, and she said, "See, it proves Trump's economy is working." No, it doesn't. Come on. It means you got a tailwind of what was going on before. It's petering out, and we're going into where we're going. Okay. Thanks for the hearts, guys. And it's going where it's going.
So
and let me tell you this, Joe. This economy, I've been talking how long? Recession? Yo, the recession, what's going on. We're talking about, we've been talking recession. What are you two popping about? My man Bay's here. We got our guys here, Joe. We love you. We love you all.
That's great. We got the
And
team.
they're coming on. I say right on.
Look at all these
our
hearts.
Friends.
Holy smoke. This is great. Love it.
Wow.
Love it.
I just love it. It's our friends. More thumbs, please. And then goodbye. What are you going to do? Bottom line is, here we go with what's going on. Is this economy is just going to slowly get worse and worse and worse, because what we have done this week is we have finally completely destroyed the economic system that we were the hegemon on. We were the hegemon,
Mark,
Joe.
let me put things in perspective. Okay.
Go ahead.
So for some time, we have been predicting that the policies that Trump was proposing to put in place would destroy the economy. Specifically, it would increase inflation and increase unemployment, causing a phenomenon called stagflation.
Or
So
recession,
we
or
predicted that.
recession,
We
or
predicted that,
recession.
or recession, yes, or recession. We predicted this a long time ago. And now what's happened this week is many people are predicting that. So the stock market is predicting it, which is why the stock market's going down. But other economists are predicting it. And so now it's obvious that this is something that is we're at grave risk of having to occur. Now it
Which is
hasn't really
worrisome.
occurred yet,
Right,
except for the
because
stock
it's
market.
worrisome. It's worrisome, Joe, because this everybody's saying it now. When everybody says it, everybody assumes, and then when it doesn't happen, they go, "Whoops, it isn't going to happen." Look, it's just going to keep slowly rolling because as unemployment slowly picks up, as people start close, small businesses start shutting down. They've been talking to these bike makers here in the country and stuff who need this stuff coming in from out of the country. As all this starts going on and we start losing, the economy starts going down. Understand, it's more than that, though. I don't want to get pulled out of where, to me, I think the whole issue is. It is the destruction of the American century, Joe. That's what it is. We were the global hegemon. I'm not talking just about military. Let's stay out of it. 80 years our economy ruled. 80 years the dollar ruled. 80 years people bought our bonds. They're stuck with them now, but they slowly selling them off or not buying them or whatever. They're the ones who are helping to maintain our economy by buying our bonds. And why do they buy our bonds? Because they believed that America would back up its bonds. But now they're saying, wow, America makes trade deals around the world and then breaks them unilaterally. How can we trust them to not back up their bonds? How can we do this? And people have to be looking at this, and nobody wants to look at this. And then on top of that, we've got no friends. It's now a transaction. Everybody's saying it directly, and you can't blame them. It's now a transaction. We've got no friends. Think about how bad that is. So now, if we are ever in trouble, who do we call? We call who? Roto-Rooter? We'll get an answer on the other line, and the answer will be, wow, you got a problem? What can I do to help you? What are you going to pay me? How many, what are you going to send me some arms over here to take care of it? It doesn't work that way. So this whole thing breaks up. And now let's look even further, Joe, what's going on. The world is at war. The world is at war in Israel, Gaza, Lebanon, Syria, the Mideast. It's still heavily at war. Where is Donald Trump? In Ukraine, the Russians are still smashing Ukraine. He mouthed Ukraine. He was going to have a 30-day armistice. Nothing happened, right? They keep killing school children in Ukraine. Under Donald Trump, wars are erupting. What's happening with the Houthis? I thought we were wrong in the Red Sea and should have hit the Houthis years ago. They got ready for us. But what's Trump doing? Well, forget they're putting it on signal. They're just not doing much. The Houthis keep shooting missiles over. You can't go and trade in the Red Sea. So what is Trump doing that's good, Joe? Think about it. We have destroyed
All
the
right,
economic basis
let
of
me play
America.
let me play the devil's advocate for a second.
Oh,
What
David,
if
wait. Let
Go
me
ahead.
jump into the mosh pit. We got
Go
some
ahead.
responses here, my friend. David, of course we need friends. What are you talking about? I'm an American, my friend. You don't need people like me. You don't need Americans. Then who do you need, David? You don't need Giuseppe or myself. You don't need other Americans. We do need friends. We need friends in our company, in our country, and we need friends outside our country. And that's what made our country great, David. That's why we were so big. Really? 4 years, John? I'm not talking 4 years. We're talking 80 years. 80 years where this country was the hegemon, the biggest, the best military, the best economy, the number one democracy. The country people did everything they could to get into because they wanted to live here because this was such a great country. Okay? So thank you, Bo. I love you. You're great. I got the hearts right away there. Bo, my man, Giuseppe and Moishi today. So that's where it is with this. You have to sit back. This is an inflection point. This is true de-evolution. It's not 4 years, John. John, go into Just an American Citizen. I've been talking about this stuff how many years? 10, 11 years, Joe? Feel free, John. This has not been going on for 4 years. For 80 years, we had virtually no war. Think about it. We had little wars, but no real world war. For 80 years, the dollar reigned. It's not going to rain that much rain anymore. Now the value of the dollar is going down. Crypto is the thing. And what's going on with crypto is our president is making money on the crypto. He puts it out there, says it's legal, and then makes money and puts it. Is that what change they want? Let me tell you, John, you know what Americans want? They don't want political change. They want change to put in their pocket. And you don't get it when the president of the United States takes some money on crypto, puts it in his pocket, and doesn't worry about you or me. It doesn't matter when the billionaires in this country are trying to destroy the economy and doing a great job of it. How long we've been talking about this, Joe? And when the smash comes, they're going to come walking in with the cash. Do you hear any of them going, oh, I'm really worried about everybody. What we're doing here, this de-evolution, is going to really hurt Americans. Do they say that, Joe? They don't say that. This is what they say. Short-term blip. It's going to go to 50,000. It's going to do this because these guys have all the money. Okay? These guys have all the money. John, crypto. You don't know what crypto is. It's called the Melania and Donald Trump meme coins. Sorry. I'm not talking about gold. I'm talking about the president of the United States putting money. We got no problem buying gold. I'm talking about the president of the United States
who
putting money
suggested
in his
buying
pocket
gold
through the
several weeks
crypto.
ago?
Yeah, you did. Joe was talking about it weeks ago, John. And not only that, we don't push investment advice here.
I'm
But he
not a
did mention
financial
it.
advisor,
You
but I
did
did buy
mention you
gold.
did mention it weeks ago, John. And not only that, we're talking about with the crypto where he takes it and puts it in his pocket instead of having a real regime. And what does crypto do? All it does is undermine the dollar, the strength of the dollar, because crypto's only there to hide things. You want to do crypto, fine. But when you're president of the United States, you shouldn't set your family up to make millions and millions. Hey, what aboutism? It's fact. And John, about things that will never happen. We haven't had a crash yet. We haven't had a split in NATO. We haven't had a split in the on the rest of the world hitting us with tariffs. What are you saying? Diamonds. The problem with diamonds, Bo, is they make such great. I understand fake diamonds now that it's hard to know the difference. So, but I'm no jeweler. TDS, Nathan. He is delirious and delinquent. But Trump is delirious. How many times have we said that? We know he's delirious. He ain't tough. He's delirious. OnlyFans, the way we look, Stephanie. Woo! OnlyFans. I'm saying,
Thank you for the
Smarticus, there you
compliment.
are.
Somebody would pay to see us. Oh my
Oh
God.
my gosh, pay to see us. You want to talk about the end of the world? It would destroy the economy. It would destroy.
You have to have some sort of perversion to enjoy us, I think.
Man, would there be a problem there?
We're
Oh
lucky to have
my
somebody in our
God.
lives that does enjoy us
Oh,
once in a while.
oh, oh man, we gotta quit talking about that. So you're looking at this. So what's going on that's good right now in the country? When you have the rich guys, Peter Navarro is the face of it. He's
Yeah.
almost like he's spitting all the time, does he? I don't see NBC. I don't see NBC. And you watch these guys, and suddenly he's calling the stock market at 50,000 when it's down. I don't know, at 30-some thousand. Maybe you'll
38.
get the 50,000. But what happens if people get wiped out and need the money in the next 6 months, a year, and don't have that money to live on, don't have that money to fall back on because we have a problem? And then who's going to buy those stocks when they're cheap? I wonder who. You won't be the Trumps, right? No, they wouldn't do something like that. It wouldn't be the Secretary of Commerce's family. They wouldn't do something like that, Joe, would they? Come on, Joe.
So, Mark, let me play the devil's advocate for a second.
Do it.
So, people are going to
Mike.
say that the economy was already sick before he took these steps, that our trade deficit was going to cause problems down the line. So, our prosperity was really an illusion. And eventually, the trade deficit would catch up to us and we would be screwed. people will say what looked to be our friends, they were only people who were in it for the money. That as long as we were giving them money, they were friends. But as soon as we tried to negotiate fair tariffs, fair deals, they would run. They wouldn't really support us. And
Mhm,
so what we're doing is we're setting up the stage to
mhm,
negotiate with them to come up with
mhm,
fair deals. For example, I understand Vietnam called the president and said, "We're going to lower our tariffs, so you lower your tariffs so we can have fair trade." So,
mhm,
so what's going on is just merely an attempt to sort of reestablish, rebalance the trade
mhm.
deficit that we have, and it ultimately is going to make the economy stronger in the long run. So, what's wrong with
Mhm.
that argument?
You're talking about you were talking about two things. Number one, you were talking about trade deficits. Trade deficit. We basically have a trade deficit with everybody because we got the money. We were the hegemon. A trade deficit means we were spending money to buy stuff from other people. Okay. That means we had the cash. And we and other countries were doing pretty good. And let me ask you something. Did you look at what prices were, stuff maybe 4 months ago of any stuff? TVs. I know the Secretary of Treasury says, who cares about TVs? But we're going to see what's going to happen with cars, even though the car manufacturers are going to try to cover a chunk of it for a while. You already see it with what? Thumbnails and tacks and hammers and all this stuff. It's already starting to go up. So when you start breaking off tariffs, now we're just talking specifically tariffs, when you start breaking off trade, and you make a war because the other side says wrong and the war starts, all it does is lead to unemployment on our side. Look at all the farmers. Our farmers are in trouble here. We have all these stuff that they put money into that the government said that they would give them grants to back them up. And now Trump isn't backing them up, and the farmers are begging for exemptions. So now you're going to have different companies coming in and asking in different industries for exemptions. What kind of a tariff is that? If you just are throwing on tariffs and everybody's coming in, I need an exemption, I need an exemption, I need an exemption, you're leading to the same thing. Also, as to the current account deficit, it is what it is. I mean, you'll work through it, and we should have more. Industry here. But let me ask you something, Joe. And I got nothing against shoemakers. Should we have a whole industry of shoemakers or AI or technology or services? Look, we need to do a lot of stuff. We should do steel. We need to do the stuff that is necessary for our national defense. We need to do all that, okay? And everybody, please, whether you agree or not, please give us a thumbs up. We love you. We don't care if you disagree with us. Don't you see Joe laughing?
Let
He's
me
loving
again.
watching
Let
it.
me play the devil's advocate for a
You're
second.
playing
That
the devil's
we're
advocate.
we're we're losing American industry here, and that has two
We lost
bad
it
effects.
years ago.
It has two bad effects.
What
Number one,
industry?
it
What
takes away
industry?
American jobs, and
What
two,
is?
it creates a security concern. God
I agree.
forbid if there's some country that we're at war with, but we need their surgical mask, or we need their medicines, or we need something that they manufacture, and we don't manufacture in the United States. So don't we need to have manufacturing in the United States just as a security issue, if for nothing else?
That's exactly what I said, Joe. You didn't hear me. I said we need to have manufacturing to make sure that we are protected for our own defense and stuff like that. We need that. There's no question. But do we need shoemakers? I got nothing against shoemakers, people who do work like that. But you're not going to rebuild them. You're going to have coal, people pulling stuff out of the coal. It isn't going to happen again. And let me ask you, and what we have to do is this also, keep this in mind. What industries are we talking about that may come here? I think we need the industries, but you telling me that you don't think most of these companies aren't going to put robots in
Yeah,
there to do
no,
the
you're
work?
yeah,
Right?
good
Am I
point. Good
wrong?
point.
Am I wrong here?
No,
You
no,
know
good
what's going to
point.
happen,
Yeah, good
Joe.
point. No, I
Uh-huh.
okay. I
Okay.
Good
They're going to
point.
be
Good point.
robots. It's going
Good
to be
point.
technology. It's going to be all this in
Yeah,
these new
yeah.
plants. And then who's going to train the workers who are supposedly there to be able to get these jobs, to be able to learn these jobs? It'll be the same situation. Remember what happened in West Virginia? It really hurt Hillary when she said, oh, the coal miners or whatever it was, remember? But the bottom line was we didn't look at those people and say, what are we going to teach them to help them to get into the new world, whatever that new economic world was? We got to do that here. You're going to have robots. You're going to have everything. How many people do you think they're going to hire when they bring on this new industry? Bupkis.
So all these auto workers that were sitting there in the Rose Garden or wherever when he was in Anthony's tariffs, clapping away, they're just clapping away to lose their jobs because it's going to be all robots making the cars anyway.
I think so, or a major chunk of them. I mean, they're not making jobs for people. They're making jobs for technology. You can't stop technology. That's what's going on. I'm not saying right or wrong, Joe. I'm saying I don't see it any other way. What am I making? Jay Fly, you hear what we're talking about? We do need American jobs, but what if those American jobs are made by American robots? I mean, that's the problem we have here. Okay? It's Gesundheit. We need all this stuff. We need our agriculture. We got it. I'm not sure where Jordan is there. Chevy's up, right, A-Hill. The reason Chevy is up and all these other companies are up is because they brought in inventory. Everybody was building ahead. This is what we've been talking about since December when I talked about the medicine cabinets, right, Joe? People were bringing in inventory and getting ready to be able to sell because they knew this tariff was coming, so they got in all they could, and they're selling like crazy, and people are running out and buying, just like they were buying TVs, they're buying everything. And I think you'll find that the cars are now back at retail, probably. Not much negotiation going on there because everybody's running in to get a car. TVs have gone up substantially in the last 3-4 months. You just see this inflation just very slowly. It doesn't happen in one day. Just very slowly bubble to the top, and that's what's coming on, okay? And that's where the problem is here, and it's just not going to stop. It's not going to stop. So don't think that we are bringing over that many jobs. Don't think, we may get jobs that come off the plant, but who knows? You won't need lawyers because the president decides what lawyers are allowed to represent people now. So we might not even have courts because we're going to have a House of Representatives that wants to defund judges. So who even knows where it's all going to go, Joe, right? But all I know is you can't bet on these jobs being human jobs. And there's no way.
So people in the chat have said, well, somebody has to fix the robots. Somebody has to make the robots.
Right.
So there's going to be jobs for that.
Right. I agree. And I said, don't we have to be able to re-educate people to teach them how to build the robots, how to work with the technology and do all that stuff? We haven't even built it all yet. So you're talking about this happening over the next couple of years, right? It takes 2-3 years. It's good points everybody's making, and it will be jobs. But that's what I'm saying. Look how long it takes. It'll be 2-3 years to get the industry here, to get the impact going, to get it moving like that. And then the people have to be those who are going to be losing a job or have to learn all this new stuff. While you have young people coming up who already understand it, it's going to be just a jumble. What's happened here is we've had this crush, just this crunch. It ended everything. There's no planning. There's nothing. And what's going to happen is just this. It's like trash, like thrown up everywhere now. And there's nothing. Who knows what's going to happen, Joe? I'm just talking. You're just talking. Our people who I really respect, and I love most of these comments, though I can't see most of them, but I love most of these comments. That's why Joe's on it. We could only talk about where it's all going, but it isn't good because we were the hegemon, Joe, and that's what everybody's missing. Not 4 years ago, in the 50s, in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, the 2000s, we were the hegemon and a good hegemon, and now we are losing this. Our dollar is just not going to be worth as much anymore. All this, what you buy it's going to cost you more because the dollar goes down. And who even knows what kind of a deal to make? Look, you're a business, and they say to you, okay, Giuseppe, you got your business and 50 people, and right now you have them working in Thailand. You can't do it anymore because it's going to cost you 45, whatever the number is, okay?
Yeah.
Do you know where to move? Where do you know? He may make a tariff on wherever you may move to Cambodia. You may move to Laos. I'm just
Oh, that's
throwing
what
them
happened
out
with
there.
Vietnam. They
Right,
moved
right,
out of
right.
China. They go into Vietnam.
Right. So what happens if all of a sudden you move to Laos and a deal's made with Vietnam and you're going, oh, now I moved everybody to Laos. I got to
No,
move back again. But that's what people have to understand. It's just ruining our economy. So what ends up happening is there just aren't that many jobs now. I'm not worried about right now, 4 years out. I hope we're all alive then. Have you looked at LinkedIn recently?
oh, all the time.
Do you see all the people coming in looking for jobs on LinkedIn now? The numbers are skying. You just see ready for work, ready for work. It's just popping up everywhere. People are starting to look for jobs. You're hearing about layoffs from all these companies. So, yeah, I'd love to have jobs in 3, 4, 5 years for Americans. But what about tomorrow? What about next week?
Wait a second.
What
Didn't the
about
job
a
report
month
just
from
come
now?
out? That
What?
the job report just came out last month. There was like additional 190,000 jobs.
Right. Good
So
point.
people are hiring.
They were hiring. It's still like a tailwind that's been going on from before, and it came in, and that's from February. That isn't from March. That's from February. When we hear at the end of April, we'll know March. That slowly starts. Remember, the
So you're
point is, it doesn't
predicting there's going to be
happen.
less and less jobs available.
Right. It
That's your
doesn't happen
prediction.
in one.
Let's see
It's
what happens. Let's see what
that.
happens.
That's what we're saying, Joe. And isn't that what we've been saying now for months? Right on. I've been saying it doesn't happen right away. You guys look back at our lives. We were saying December and January, it's going to slowly come on. As the economy slowly comes on and it gets worse and the economy slowly gets worse, then it's just that ripple. You see your friend laid off. You see the restaurant closed. You see this or that. And it takes a while. It takes 4 or 5 months unemployment, all that to work through. Then we're going to see what's going on. We're just starting to see it now when you look at LinkedIn. We're just starting to see it now when you see prices going up. We're just starting to see it now when you see people running in to buy things immediately and trying to put them away. It's just not good. And this is horrible. How can people plan? How can small companies plan? How can corporations plan? How can Americans plan, Joe? I mean, let me look down. Let me
No,
jump into that.
I agree with that. That there needs to be some logic
No,
behind the
we
moves, not
just so
just
you'll know.
randomly
Go
come
ahead.
up with numbers out of the air. I mean, I'm still not sure where he came up with those tariff numbers because they don't correspond to anything in reality. He had some sort of complicated formula that I'm sure he can't understand and
Yeah. It
explain.
wasn't complicated. They looked at the difference of the trade deficit and
Yeah.
and subtracted and then cut it in half. I mean, great move. Trade
And
deficit.
what's the logic for that?
Major logic. So I told you they hit some of these Philippine islands where there are like 200 people who live there, and they're hitting them with like 40% deficits. I mean,
Why is there
the
a tariff
tariffs.
on the penguins? What's the logic in a tariff on the penguins?
I think it's a good idea, man. The Penguin was never good. He was always a bad guy against Batman.
That's true. Yeah,
He was
that's true.
always
Yeah,
a bad
yeah,
guy.
you're
So
right.
we
Yeah,
have to put
I'm
tariffs
forgetting
on
my
him.
Batman
You
lore.
sure are.
Yeah,
I'm jumping into the mosh pit.
go ahead.
Who's the villain? I don't
Holy
know who we're
smokes, so much
jumping into.
much pitch. Yeah.
I've missed so much of it. Tariffs were based on trade deficits. Absolute nonsense. I'm not sure what they are. Our other neighbors weren't weak. John, tariffs weren't based on trade deficit. Right, they were based on trade deficits, which was a big joke. What do you mean absolute nonsense? They looked at the amount of the money going in and out. They did a subtraction, and they came up with a tariff. Cut it in half. They came up with the tariff. Look at it. All the numbers are there. It's like they were hitting these Pacific Island nations that have like 200 people. I think they have like this nation does denim. If like 200 people live there and they sell us denim, so maybe they sell us like $100 and we sell them like $10,000. So we then put a big tariff on them because we sell them more than they sell us. So we have a real problem with a trade deficit. Come on, makes no sense. It's got nothing to do with tariffs, guys. What it has to do with this Trump's position is it's a step back. He doesn't like friends. He doesn't believe in having friends. It's all transactions, and it's the guys around them. The guys around them. Best it, all of them. Ooh,
Oh
let
my
me
God,
think.
look at all the
Right. Everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. And meanwhile, we're getting handled here. Okay.
So,
It
so the
gets
question is,
crazy.
do you want to make Adidas or wear them?
Right.
That's the question.
I wear New Balance. So the
Me too. Yeah, I have New
yeah,
Balance too.
I always did because I
My
need a
feet are
wider.
very wide. New
I
Balance
might
makes the
me too.
best.
Exactly. They were always the best for that, for just
They
big
are the
fat
best. I
feet.
agree. I agree. I agree.
I agree with whoever said sorry, but the Trump administration doesn't give a rat's whatever about anything. How much are China's tariffs against the U.S.? Look, Jordan, you want to fight, or you pick up the phone and you call and let's try to make a deal. Wasn't Trump the art of the deal? This is economic warfare.
The
Don't you
art of the
guys
bankruptcy.
understand? We're at war right now. We're at war. We have no friends. His friends own most of the stock market's down. How's he making them richer? Blast. Look, if you got hundreds of millions of dollars, you don't have most of it in the market. You got it in bonds. You got it in wealth. You got it in real estate. That stuff isn't getting handled. And you got the cash when it goes down to buy it to make themselves richer. It's this history, Blast. That's how these guys do it. It's like incredible. Look, I got nothing against them. If they can make zillions, right on, but not at our expense. And that's what's going on with this. Man, there's nothing going on helping you or me. There's nothing going on helping anybody. How about research? Cut medical research. Cut. You don't think that people are going to die because of that? Of course they are. You don't think we're going to lose our lead in medicine because of that? Of course we are. Come on. Who said that? Right on there, Blast. Say they right. Well, I don't. They actually aren't happy. Top 1%. It doesn't matter. The guys who got the cash, Blast. The stock market bums them out, but they're set. They don't care. They all own 5 homes, right? Who cares, right, Joe? That's a problem you and I should have. So so stupid. I said, can people in the USA still work and do they have any skills? They got plenty of skills. Viva. We got plenty of skills in this country. What we didn't do was think out what we thought was having an international trading regime was the way to go. We thought coming out of the war that by giving money to Europe, the Marshall Plan, and helping Germany and helping everybody in Europe grow and come back, we would get bigger because of it. And that's what happened. That's called growing the pizza. Everybody here is too busy looking at this little pizza. The Giuseppe knows about pizzas.
Absolutely.
He shows me good pizzas. You get this little pizza, and everybody wants their slice of the pizza.
Zero sum mentality.
Zero, right on. They all want I want this pizza. I want a little bit bigger pizza. Nobody says, wow, if the pizza gets bigger, my piece gets bigger, right? And that's what's been
Yeah,
going
but the other
on.
people get more pizza, and that makes some people angry. The
I
notion that
know,
other
but
people are doing well. It's not a game where you win because you have more coins at the end of the day than your opponent. You win because you're healthy, you're happy, you have a good life. And don't people understand that? I mean, that's as you get a little bit older, you get a different perspective about things. It's not that you beat somebody else, it's that you're doing okay yourself. And if other
exactly.
people come along, great. That's wonderful. That's what you learn as you get a little bit older. Not
Right,
fighting over you're right, a small pizza and see who has a bigger piece and say, see, I won. That's
right,
not winning. That's
right.
not winning.
And thank you, John, for explaining that. Saigot, I agree. He doesn't. What did soldiers mean to America? To Trump? What does soldiers mean to Trump? Does he ever have anything good to say about it? Reciprocal tariffs. We don't have reciprocal tariffs here, Damon. We have unilateral tariffs that we're just pumping on this on friends and what they used to be friends. And let me ask you something. Let's hit this. How come there's no tariffs on Russia?
We don't do trade with Russia, right?
No. How come there's no tariffs on Russia? We could do something. We could shut down them and get them out of the system. We could do more things to their gas and oil. Tell me, Damon, where are the tariffs on North Korea, on Russia? When you tell
That's
me that,
that's our new buddies.
those are our buddies, and we
Our
can't
new
do tariffs
buddies.
on them. Can we? Do it, Spartacus. This thing is on fire. Tyler, we're pretty informed. I'm not sure he keeps writing back with Tyler, but I kind of agree with him on stuff like that. You would attach everyone, Guillermo, I'm not understand what you're saying there. Let me tell you, Canadian girl bleach, I understand doesn't taste good. I'm not going to give it much of a try. I pour it on things and all it does is make everything white. And when I get my nice black shirt, I don't want it wiped out. I'm really not too good at that. Pillow guy, Jeff, 88. Here we go.
There it is.
Look, I
Took
love
30
it. Back
minutes.
again.
30
Here
minutes.
I am, Mike
The under
Lindell.
over
I
30
love my
minutes.
pillows. We love it, Jeff. Everybody gives me that. It's like perfect. And we don't start here, Jordan. We just tell it like it is, okay? You don't like it, too bad. If you don't agree, tell us what's so wrong about it. If you agree, let us know at the same time. Either way, we really respect everything you have to say and appreciate everything you're saying here. Neighbors are puss. I don't know what that is. Internet tough guys. Look, everybody thinks they're a tough guy, Tyler. It's just what we deal with all this kind of stuff. I'll tell you this. Giuseppe and Moishi don't. We ain't tough guys anymore. We may have thought the one the day when we went to
In the
Italian
day,
class, we were tough guys.
we
But
showed
not
those
anymore.
the geeks at
What?
SAE were tough.
Right, compared to the geeks at SAE, right on with that
The
one.
Theta Chi's I don't know about, but the SAEs were tough.
Madeline, you hit it on the nose. Everybody, it's just going to be not all techie tech jobs, but it's going to be so much of it. You're really going to have to understand what's going on. Not you, the workers are going to have to understand what's going on. It's going to be very, very hard. You can't be sure that you're going to have those jobs there for people. Well, these are Americans. We need jobs for it. Let me ask you this: as we keep talking, it's 3, 4, 5 years out. What about 5 months from now? What are we going to do when people don't have those jobs then? Fine wine. I'm not spreading fear. I've been talking and Giuseppe, we've been talking about this for a long time. There's no fear to spread. We're telling you what we think is going on and how it's going. That's all. If we're wrong, I hope I'm wrong. I've been saying it how often, and so is Joe.
What can we do,
If we're
Mark?
wrong,
What can we
good.
do to turn things around or to understand the situation and not be hurt by it? Because the Democratic Party doesn't seem to have any answers.
They don't. There
I
are no
saw I
answers
saw
right now.
a rally in Washington, and all they were doing was singing "Kumbaya" and things like that. What can we actually do about this situation? Now, I think
Nothing.
what we
Nothing.
do on Sunday
Nothing.
mornings is part of it by helping to
Thank you.
shine a light on it, and
Right.
hopefully people can understand.
Right. Very
Hopefully
good,
people
Joe.
can understand.
Great, Joe. We talked about that before. Hey, guys, I don't think there's much we can do. We're just two guys, okay? And two PBs, not Beta, Phi. So you all just remember that. Again, I saw a Beta sneak through there. We are not Beta. Beta was next door to us. We were Phi.
We're not
Okay?
the
We know
Beta
what
House.
that means.
No, we're the
That's the way
Phi
that's the way it is there. But the issue is the Democratic Party now. It doesn't matter. There's nothing we can do except oppose. Because I don't like the idea of resistance. Resistance is a bad word. It just means you're fighting. You don't have
How about
really
good
much to
trouble?
offer.
Good trouble.
Right. I like opposition. If you're opposition, you can come up with reasons to oppose. When you resist, you're only fighting and saying no. Opposition means you can maybe work with the other side eventually. But right now, the problem is that there's nothing we can do because the whole, at least my view of the world is that the American century is over. He has now smashed all of our trading partners. He has smashed all of our security partners. Did you see the other day he has this woman come in? What's her name? Laura Loon or Loom or
Oh,
something like that?
right.
And suddenly they get rid of 4 or 5 guys, top people, excellent in the NSA or our cybersecurity. And the reason is because they're not loyal to Trump. Wait a second. These guys got to be loyal to America. They got to be loyal to America. And that's what people are missing here, Dr. V. And then you're not loyal to Trump. You're loyal to America. That's why I'm just an American citizen. And please go into my channel, Just American Citizen. Subscribe, give us more thumbs up. We love those that stuff. And then, of course, you had Dr. V. I don't know if he's put up any videos. You're going to have to
Oh, I'm
tell me.
working on one. I got a beautiful video coming. It's beautiful.
Okay.
It's
Go
absolutely
for it.
gorgeous.
Go for it. Dr.
I got
Vijo talks with a video coming. We're looking forward
yeah.
to that. Go ahead.
Chat loves it. Gives it a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
Chat
I'm
GPT
waiting
loves it.
for
It's
it.
gonna be great.
Okay, so yeah, we're not talking Democratic Party, and what we're talking is like Joe was saying, by talking this out, by us talking to each other, by understanding one another, then we can come to an agreement and come to solutions. But right now, the solution isn't to throw the baby out with the bathwater. The solution isn't to threaten Greenland and send your vice president and his wife over there. The idea isn't to threaten the rest of the world. Canada? Come on. Canada's got who was this? I told you, Bill Maher. Canada's got a leaf in its flag. A leaf. I mean, not
Yeah.
stars
Yeah.
and tough. A leaf. I mean, they're going, hey, peace. Peace, baby. What's the problem? It's great having friends in the South. The North get along with us too. We can work things out with them. I just don't. But why do we want to fight our friends? Why do we want to take Germany and France and England and Italy? Throw them out the door. You see how people aren't even flying here anymore, and we're not going to be flying there. People are just going to get mad at each other. This is economic war, guys. Everybody's got to understand this. Jordan, why do I want it to fail? Because I don't want it to fail. It's going to fail. That's the bottom line. It's going to fail. At least I kind of like you, but Jordan, that's why Earth is flat. Yeah, I agree. We've always felt that way. Joe and I always agreed that the Earth was flat, that the moon was made out of green cheese, and that the sun goes up in the west. Okay. Here we go. Chicken Little, no, Sean. We're not talking about the earth, about the sky falling. We're talking about the destruction, the absolute destruction of the American way, of the American century. That's what we're talking about. And it's so sad that we have leaders that let it happen and none of them that have the backbone to stand up to Trump and say, wrong. They can't do it. They're afraid to do it. We got a lot of lawyers that are afraid to do it. You see what's going on with the lawyers? You can't pick your lawyer anymore. If Trump doesn't like your lawyer, he'll put him out of business. You can't hire him. Think about it. If you had a business, say you were selling cars, and Trump said, you can't sell cars anymore because I don't like you, but if you give me $10 million to use as I see fit, maybe, pro bono stuff for my friends to get cars. Maybe we could do it that way, right?
Did
That's
you
what's going on.
did you see the gold cards for $5 million? It has his picture on it. I can't believe it. It looks like Monopoly money. If you give him $5 million, he can stick in his pocket. He'll give you a gold card so you can be an American citizen.
I
But if
saw
you're
that.
poor, you're out of luck.
You're
If
really
you're
out of
a
luck.
scientist, you're out of luck. If you're an oligarch and you have $5 million laying around, American citizen, come on in. It's great. I mean, that's the other thing. It's not just losing economic dominance in this country. We're losing democracy in this country. We're losing freedom in this country. And you can see he's systematically going and disabling the people who could stand up to him. He is a bully. He's going after the free press. What are the rail guards against a dictator? A press that points out when someone's doing something wrong. He's going after them. The American, what is it? The UPI
Associated
can't
Press.
even sit in at the press. At the
Associated Press.
Associated
Associated Press.
Press can't even sit in at the
White
press
House.
conferences.
Right.
He sues CBS. He wants to go after MSNBC. And how are people responding to that? They're
They're
giving
rolling
in.
over.
He
Right.
goes after the Democrat. He's already taken over the Republican Party. Any Republican who's opposed him, he's gotten rid of.
That's
He,
nothing new.
yeah,
That's
so
nothing new.
they have packed up their tents.
Right. Sure they have.
You can see some of the media is packing up their tents. The legal profession is packing up their
Horrible.
fence.
Horrible.
The justice system is
Right.
the last
Right.
safeguard, the
Right.
last
Right.
guardrail, and he's going after that. He's
Right.
packed the Supreme Court.
Right.
Where is the opposition? And singing "Kumbaya" at a rally in Washington is not going to be the answer.
Well, I'm
That's what we
happy.
need to figure out: is How can we stand up to this guy? And
By
it's not
doing
just, oh, let's wait. Let's wait. Let's retreat to Valley Forge for a couple more years, and then eventually his popularity will go down, and then we can go after him. We got to do something now, and this is where you and I disagree, Mark. We need effort. We need to do something. We need our Doolittle exposition
but you tell
to
me
go
what it
after him
is.
and give hope to
Look,
people
there's
that you can
plenty of
stand
hope.
up to this guy.
I said to you, we got to wait. We said at the beginning, it's just like the economy. This is how I look at it. It's hard for me to be patient. How long have you known me? 53
Yeah, I
years.
know.
You
You're
ever know
telling me
me
to
to
be
be
patient. You
right? I'm
telling
telling
me to
you.
be
Right.
patient.
This is called a
It's a
swapperino here.
swapperoo. You're the
Tweedledee,
logical one.
Tweedledum, Tweedledum, Tweedledee
I'm the
going the other
emotional
way.
one.
He's always telling me to calm down. I'm telling him to get
Calm down.
emotional and
Calm
look at
down. I
this.
can't
Boom.
calm
And now
when I see
I'm
what's happening to this country. I can't
slow
calm
down.
down.
You can only look. This is great that we're yelling. This is great. We've got great comments, whether they agree with us or not. This is just great. The bottom line, though, is, Joe, we have to let this stuff implode on its own. And it's starting to. And as it does, you find your openings to do it. Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you a quick little story
Go
here.
ahead.
I'm not going to, I know the person. Okay. This person doesn't like it when he gets screwed. Okay. And on a couple occasions in this person's life, I'm not going to tell you the person is, he got screwed. But he always took the position that he's going to get even, but it's going to take a while. It's just going to wait. You got to be patient because you're younger or whatever, you're patient. And this person always waited. And then all of a sudden, the opening was there. And when the opening came, this person smash ball games over. And that's what you got to do here. George Washington ran. George Washington ran from the British because he couldn't win. When we fought the British, we lost. But when we got smart and on Christmas and the Hessians got drunk and we cruised into Trenton and kaboomerino, hold on here. I love you. Hold on. The greatest president of the history of the United States, the father of our country, who had owned slaves, which was horrible, but still, to me, the father of our country, okay? This guy ran and still took him down when he saw the openings. And you got to find the openings. And you were finding them. Finding this, the world starting to split apart. Watching the wars go on and get bigger and bigger. Look, Joe, these wars are getting
So
bigger.
who's our George Washington? Who's
We
looking
don't have
at the
them.
whole system to
Who
say,
knows?
here's
Who
the
knows?
opening? Who do
You,
you trust to do that? Me.
Giuseppe.
All right.
Yeah,
All right.
now we're announcing Giuseppe for
I'm
president.
the new George Washington. All
You're
right.
the George
All
Bush.
right.
But
Well, you
make
know
sure.
what? I say
What?
when the stock market goes down like 10%, that's a pretty good time to jump in there.
Don't
What else do we have
look.
to do?
Look, you see, he could. I don't. We don't talk. We don't give investment advice here. I love him. Let me tell you the difference between him and me. He'll get in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. And
I
it doesn't
have.
matter
I
what it is.
have.
So during the presidential election, he's playing the games. I think you can look at some of our old stuff. In and out,
Oh,
I'm
man.
yelling at him. Stop doing it. Once again, I can't
Duke hurt me
understand.
yesterday. I have to say it. Duke hurt me yesterday.
It hurts
I
you good.
had some good bets, and then I was upgrading my phone to an iPhone 16. And just when I saw Houston starting to come back, I wanted to change my bets, and I couldn't get on my phone because it was being upgraded. And
What
I'm
a
watching
bummer.
my money go down, down, down as Houston came back to win the game. Terrible.
That's why I don't do that stuff. I just listen. Once again, I'm supposed to be the loon. He's supposed to be the patient one. And it's like I love the misperception of us, okay? But I gotta love this guy. JFF, let me tell you something. That issue about shaving my stash, it came up in something, and you got to pay me a lot more than that to shave my stash. My wife would not be happy, okay? Sorry. Canadian girl, you are so right. What he has done to Canada, what Trump has done to our friendship in Canada, Canada's a good country. was our friend. I've said throughout, Canada helped us when Iran came in and they took over our diplomats in Iran. Everybody forgets this. I don't forget this. And it was the Canadian embassy that took Americans and hid them in the
Yeah, right,
Canadian
right. Yeah,
embassy
that's
for what was
true.
it, weeks, and then snuck them out.
That's true.
That's what friendship is. Canadian girl, you're our friend. Canada's our friend. We love you. Please go on to Just American Citizen. Bring your friends on. Please, you all subscribe. We love Canada. They're our friend, at least our friend. And go on to Dr. V. Joe Talks, who is about to put on a new video, which
New
we're all
video.
looking forward to have it. But yeah, that's what it is. And that's what's going on here, Joe. And it's really about $20. JFF, I'm looking for a little bit more there. Okay. Okay, why don't you want the Jordan? I want the United States to win. We were always winning. That's the point. That's the point, Jordan. America was the hegemon. Dollar, military, economy. Nobody came close. Now Trump is making sure we lose. That's the problem, Jordan. That's the problem. Go ahead, Todd. Go ahead,
I
Dr.
was going
V.
to ask the question. I was thinking about this. So when Taylor Swift gives a concert in France and makes money for America, is that included in the trade deficits? Is that part of the trade deal when we look at the
I don't think she is the deficit itself. I don't think you buy
but
her and bring
so
her back.
do
I
we
don't think it
get
looks
does the United States get credit for the money she makes when she goes? So part of the trade deficit is if they're making sneakers and they're earning money, what are they going to do with the money? Part of the money that they spend is on American influence in terms of our entertainment, in terms of our technology. And I think there are things that don't really show up in the trade deficit that
how
we
about if I
really
tell you?
benefit.
Very good point, but I'm not Taylor Swift. Technology does not show up in the trade deficit. So you buy technology from an American company, it's not in the trade deficit. It's not a good, so a good, a good. I'm sure it's good, but it's not a goods, a
Yeah.
commodity. So it doesn't get counted. So many people buy so much technology from America, but it doesn't get added into a credit in the trade deficit. That's your point, Joe, which is a very good point.
So
The numbers aren't real.
If someone
Right,
from Iran buys
right.
Taylor Swift albums and learns American values, is less angry at America because they like Taylor Swift, where is that in the trade deficit equations? That's what I want to know. And doesn't it work to our best interest if they have money making sneakers that they can buy some albums? I don't
Isn't
know if
that the
anybody
whole?
buys albums anymore, but you know what I'm getting at. That our go to our movies, see our culture,
Buy the streams.
understand our perspective. And I think
Right.
that's one of the reasons why some of the Middle Eastern countries hate America so much, or even why Russia hates America so much, because our influence, our culture is spreading to all these other countries. And that's how
Whoa.
we were really winning the war. That's how we're really winning the war.
But
And we're losing that right now.
because now we're
Yeah,
de-evolving.
yeah.
It's Devo, man. We were what was happening. We're going back. We're becoming snails with little tails. That's what we're going back to, guys. That's got
And
to be just the albums of every day. I mean, I can't believe Devo was right on top of all this.
yeah,
We're going
and
back, guys. America, Pete Robinson, Guillermo. I just love you anyhow, Guillermo. I'm not sure what you're saying here.
Wizard is
Kathy,
exactly right. I bought my phone this week because of tariffs.
there
I
you
was thinking
go.
about buying a new phone, and I said, I'm going to buy it now before the cost of the phone goes up because of the tariffs. That's
Right.
exactly right.
Right, Sergio. Stocks are stocks. If you don't sell them right away, you don't feel the change. You can see the change every month, whether they go up or down. I don't take a position on stocks. My position is the economy, America, and where we stand in the world and what's happening to our country. And I hope that as a small business owner, you will experience no change. In fact, I hope you do even better. But I think you're going to find the whole idea of this is, I don't know what your business is, it just kind of, it's like a wave that just kind of slowly builds its way out there and just starts going. But gosh, I hope you do well. I hope I'm wrong. I hope everybody does well. Kevin, we do make sense here. I'm sorry. Just don't have to agree with us. It's not a matter of liberal, conservative. I'm an American. I'm just an American citizen. Giuseppe is just an American. It's just he's an American citizen. So I mean, that's what we are. We're generations of Americans in us. We love our country, and that's how we feel about it all. That's why we talk about it. That's why we're talking with everyone. That's why we're with everyone. And please go into Just American Citizens, subscribe. I really appreciate it. This is like fun. This is big. What a great comments. I love the comments,
Oh
Dr.
my God, I
V.
can't keep up in the comments today. So
Oh,
many.
and going to Dr. V Joe Talks. He'll be talking soon with new video.
There's
We're
plenty of
waiting
room for
for it.
comments on my website.
There are plenty. And no, there's one comment you have to put on his website. Where's Lewis? And
Where's
put it in caps. Where's Lewis? Okay, 4 years ago, 25 cents an hour. Adrian, the issue isn't one individual person. Some people didn't get it that great, but what are you going to do if you're getting nothing an hour? Nobody's getting 25 cents an hour. I'm sorry. If you're getting 25 cents an hour, you get ripped off because that's against the law. So I hope you didn't do that. Jordan, it's not a matter of hating Trump. It's a matter of not liking what Trump has done to our country because we love our country. That's the bottom line, and Trump is destroying it because all Trump's trying to do is take it, put it in his pocket. Let's make it obvious again. Why do you destroy something that's so great? Because when you got all the money in the world, it's not just Trump, it's these other guys. These other guys come in, they give $1 million, they give $2 million to this, they do all for Trump, and suddenly things fall apart. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, right? You can't put Humpty Dumpty back together again, but the guys with the money will build a new Humpty Dumpty with AI, which will come out, and that money will go in their pockets. We will all maybe get a little kernel, a couple crumbs. You'll go, oh, they're sending us some crumbs. Thank you all so much. And we'll be sick about it because it's going to really hurt our economy. It's destroying America. Where it's going to be a little thing outside the world instead of being the world leader. We were the world leader, man. Think about this. Think about what we have given up. The rule of law, economy, national defense. A person walks in and says to Trump, these people aren't loyal to you, and he gets rid of 6 of some of the best security advisors, cybersecurity we've ever had. What is going on?
Why would he listen to her? Why would he listen to her?
Who are we listening to? America? Do we care about America? There was a song. I loved it. Great song in our day. America, where are you now? Don't you care about your sons and daughters? Don't you know we need you now? We can't fight alone against the monster. Steppenwolf. Great song. I didn't want to sing it because when Joe sang his Philadelphia Eagles song and started rapping, everybody left real fast. So I thought if I started singing, we were in real trouble. Ellie, you're right about that. Kevin, small business owners aren't happy in China. They are bummed. Guys don't have women. There's no girls. There's hardly any girls, women, because they were only allowed to have one baby for so long. Mao was so dumb. And the baby had to be a boy. So they have those issues there. They have their families they have to take care of. And they have incredible amounts of real estate that does them no good. So they weren't in a great position. Everybody, why couldn't we have worked with people? I've said on Just an American Citizen, we could work with China. Why didn't we try to? I just don't understand. You want to work with a thug like Russia who just wants to kill and destroy? Yeah, China ain't the greatest, but they have families. They work hard. They actually want to make things happen. Yeah, they're our competitor. Yeah, they're our adversary, but to deal with them this way? Come on. It makes no sense. All we're doing is killing our economy, and now taking our friends and saying, don't trade with us, trade with China, because you could probably get a better deal with them because we make a deal with you. Remember this. Who made the deal with Canada and Mexico to make the cars and the trade we have between Canada and Mexico? It was Trump. He didn't like the last deal. He came up, said this is the greatest deal of all time, and now it's the worst deal of all time. Remember Trump beef and I think it was beef, Trump alcohol, right, or tequila, or what was it?
Yeah, I
whiskey?
mean, look what Trump did.
He's a loser.
Look what Trump did to the casinos. I used to go to Atlantic City to the casinos, and he bought this building. And what did he do? It was all gold plated. In a couple of years, it looked like crap. Number one. Number two, it lost money. He wound up taken advantage of his contractors, said, "Oh, I'm going to renegotiate this contract I have with you, and you have to deal with me because I'm the big guy on the block." Well, the contractors took it, they took it, but eventually they said, "Heck with you, we'll deal with some other casinos." He bankrupted the casinos. And I see the same thing happening in the United States, that you might be able to get away with bullying people for a while, but eventually they're going to go somewhere else.
They
And the
are.
loyalty to the people coming into the casino was very low because I would get better deals if I went to Caesars or whatever. And so he wound up taking something that basically prints money and turned it into crap. He paints everything gold, but he's got the reverse Midas touch. He touches
True.
gold and turns it into crap.
No,
And
he turns it into money,
I'm
and
seeing him doing that to this country.
he turns it into money into his pocket quickly. I see Bills fan saying stupid people talking. Wait a second, Bills fan. Wait a second, Bills fan. I'm really bummed with you guys because you just signed your quarterback to a number that's through the roof, and now we're going to have to pay Lamar even more.
Lamar's
I
going to
mean, what
get
do you
paid.
got? Right. I mean, Lamar's, they're all getting paid. But what are you doing, Bills fan? You want to talk stupid. You're taking Josh. Listen, you're taking him. You're raising his number. Now you're making us pay Lamar even more. Leave me alone, Bills fan. We're taking you guys out this year, Bills fan. Go Ravens.
Then don't get rid of the tush push.
Get rid of it. They're not
Don't get rid of
but
the brotherly shove.
But the Bills are okay.
Or
Sorry.
else I'm going to do my dance again if they do that.
Oh my! Oh God!
I'm
Now
going to
we're
do my
really in
rap
trouble.
dance if they get rid of the tush push.
The rap dance. Okay, let's see. We have anything else where we're hitting here? We're hitting here to wars. I just want to note to the one thing for everybody to remember. Do you see all the wars we're in right now? I just got to bring it back to that. We are in so many wars. Didn't Trump say we were going to be out of war, Giuseppe, when we came in? We are in war. Let's go over this again. We're involved in some way. In some way, Gaza,
Yeah.
Lebanon, Houthis, Yemen, something over in Iran, whatever's going on over there, the Red Sea, Ukraine. I mean, where aren't we? We are everywhere, and we are the ones, and we are allowing at the same time Ukraine to get smashed and destroyed while all this is Syria, while all this is coming down. Where is peace? I thought Donald Trump was the peace president, but it's not PEACE.
He's not.
It's
TICE.
Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Sometimes you just got to be subtle. I'm telling you, this something happened to him today. I've been
All right, I'm going to calm down. Okay.
I have been pulling emotion. Look how red the Giuseppe's getting. I've been pulling emotion out of that guy. Let me tell you, we love pizza. What can I tell you? Sarah, I'm worried. I don't know if it's going to be a Great Depression, but I mean, if you look back, this is what led to it, a lot of it. And at the same time, the economy's going down. Deacon Frost, no, I'm not a real clown. I don't like clowns that much. We're not in the bubble, Jay. We all live in America. We're all together, my friend. Bills fan here to go. Typical uninformed. No, I'm not. I know the Ravens. Go. What are you talking about? Kevin, we're not talking about your emotion. Come on, Kevin. We don't have to get personal here. Just tell people whatever you think. Trump forever, MAGA for life, red seal. Let me tell you, Greenland had it right. I can wear that MAGA hat. Make America go home. Oh, how beautiful is that?
Go away.
Thanks, Red
Go
Seal.
away. You messed up MAGA.
Was it go away?
Go away. Hey.
I'm lost. Sorry. Trump forever gone, I hope. But you got every right to believe what you want. Spartacus is my man. Sergio does have trade. Right, but how come we haven't put more sanctions on them, Sergio? They should be shut down. We should have no trade with Russia, right? But we didn't do that this time. Why should we, right? Red Seal, come on, you can say better than that, can't you? Come on, Red Seal. Tease, if you're talking to me and Joe, I hope you're correct. I hope in 5 months we will, am I wrong, Joe? We hope that we will be eating our words. That will mean the country's doing well, things are going good and right on. I'm there, Tease.
It's possible.
Okay? I don't think you're right. I think you're totally out of it. I think if you look at our numbers and look at Just an American Citizen and see how I've been calling this for the longest time in all of our lives on there, and one day Dr. V. Joe Talks, and he's coming in with these proposed videos he has coming in here. And yes, you can comment on there. He'll respond. But that's how we look at it. I hope you're right, Tease. I hope you're right. Red Sea, he just doesn't even talk. Okay, yeah, he ignored, of course, psychotox. He always ignores Americans who die. What American he will call them cowards. It's best he didn't say anything. Okay, here we go. Mario and Luigi. I don't know what that meant, but okay. Give it 6 months. I don't. Robert's talking. He's saying the same thing. Right on, Robert. Robert, if it works out in 5 or 6 months, come back. I'll tell you this, Robert, and everybody. Number one, we're here every every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern, and here every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern. And you can jump us every time. And we're going to be taking this position as we go. And if we're wrong, we're going to let you know. But we very much appreciate you taking that position. I say, right on. What do you say, Joe? I love it.
Right
and listen,
on.
Please. Yes, we did grow up at a different time. And Tease, we didn't build debt and vote for bad policies. I was around Bill Clinton was president. So was Joe. There was no debt. So wrong. It didn't start happening again until George Bush came in. George Bush Jr. Those are the facts, Tease. When you live through it, you kind of know it. That's why it's good. I'm happy you raised it. That's the fact. I agree, Madeline. You're wrong. It's especially our third. So therefore, I believe that we must go through what? I'm not sure, but we shouldn't go through what we're going through now. I'm going to bankrupt the world. I'm with you, Joe Vicari. Here we go, Trump forever again. We don't disgrace from psychotox. We love America. Wick, the pillow guy. I'm a roofer. Who's a roofer? I don't know, but I thank you. I'll take the pillow guy. I'm smart. I wish I had my pill. I'd be holding it right now. Democrats, you guys are missing it, Mike. We're not Democrats. We're just American citizens.
Democrats have not distinguished themselves.
Right. Joe is just an American citizen. Mark is just an American citizen. That's all we are, my friend. We don't care. We're just there. Where my mouth is, whoops, sorry, missed that. And here we go. This is incredible. Here we go, $20 again. I told you, you're not even close for my mustache. Okay, I'm insulted. You should be insulted. I'm happy you think we're funny too. Sometimes we think we're kind of funny. You really can't think you're funny because then you're not funny. But sometimes we think we're funny. I'll tell you some stories. I told you the one last week when he set me up. He set me up. He thought he was Rosemary.
We got to tell the whole story. They don't get the whole story.
Go back to the last live and listen to it. This is Rosemary Woods Volpicelli. Right here, okay? King, we like you. Jeffrey, we love you. There we go. Roofer, I think will stay with Trump. He's no businessman, Greg. He's no businessman. Look at the stuff we put up there. All he does, Trump, is put money in his pocket. He's a great businessman that way. It's called a grifter. Here we go. We're going with it all like Joe Biden did. No, he didn't put money. He didn't have this meme with his wife in there going, hey, here's all my money. Okay, let's get this straight. All I can tell you is this. Right now, it's tight.
You got an album there for us, Mark?
What?
You got an album for us today?
No, I'm sticking with what I got because I consider it's such a move what happened. It's got to be the other Devo album. The girl you want on it, okay? Look at those hats. Okay? Doesn't that look MAGA? I mean,
they got the red hats. Before MAGA, they had the red hats.
They love the red. And the black, all they needed was the tie. Just the girl you want. I mean, incredible, isn't it? And then down there where, I loved how I told you how Bill Maher talked about it, down there said, what would they do if Trump walked out of the bathroom and I think it was Bill Maher, working with their zippers down, and they'd be afraid to tell him they would all probably pull them down themselves. Devo is just a girl. It's just a girl you want. Great album, and the future. Now, are we not men? We are Devo. No more joking. Please check us out. Please go into Just American Citizen and subscribe. Please go into Dr. V. Joe Talks. Look for that new video. Put on there, where's Lewis? We are going to be, and please tell your friends to come on. We love you guys. Whether you agree or not, This has been great. We're going to see you Wednesday at 5 p.m. Keep an eye on things. And anytime you want to comment, come on to our channels. We're there for you. And that's the way it is.
Period.
Period. See you guys then.